Hi babes, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, I'm Lulu and welcome to a new video. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how I edit my YouTube videos, and I'm honestly so excited for this video. I know you guys literally love my editing and it honestly means the world to me. You guys recognize the effort I put into my videos, so I'm so happy that today I get to share a thing or two about my editing process. So in this video, I will cover color grading, sound effects, music, text and fonts, how I edit my thumbnails, and yeah, that's about it. And without further ado, please like, comment and subscribe, and let's get into the video. So first and foremost, I use CAPCUT Pro to edit my videos. I also use Premiere Pro. However, in this video I'll be showing you guys how I edit with just CAPCUT because I'm an amateur when it comes to Premiere Pro, and I mainly do most of my editing on CAPCUT. When I go to Premiere Pro, I'm just adding blur and masking, so yeah, which is like the least of effects when it comes to videos. So I'll show you everything else that I mainly do. Also, the reason why I'm using CAPCUT Pro is because if you are a CAPCUT user, you know that everything that was once free you now have to pay for. So yeah, hence the upgrade. But yeah, I would definitely recommend to use Pro at this point because they just want our money. I bet like at this point they'll make us buy the app. Alright, starting strong, we are going to get into color grading. I don't actually color grade, guys. I know you're like, what do you mean? I actually don't color grade. Like when it comes to the color wheel and stuff like that, I don't touch the color wheel. However, I do want to learn. I just sometimes don't have the time for all that. So what I actually do is I cheat color grade. I use filters on CAPCUT. Basically, I use violin sometimes, but I mainly use the Oppenheimer filter and the Journey filter. So let me just show you guys how that looks. For the intensity of my Oppenheimer in this clip is 36. As the video was already dark to some extent, I didn't want to make it dark, as you can see. So what I will say, this is not a fixed number, it varies a lot across one video of mine. This is my previous vlog, you should go check it out if you haven't. And for Journey over here, I have it at 35. I tend to keep it low, you know, because you're not trying to make things super dark even though they already look quite dark. I don't do this for every clip, but I might look at a certain clip. So I've selected this one and I'll go to adjust. And as you can see here, I tend to play with the temperature sometimes. For this incident, I don't need to, but I did up the exposure a bit and I reduced the highlights. If there's some overexposed whites, which not really here, I was trying to bring this down, but it didn't really help as much. But I kind of just wanted to keep it as so. So I do tweak the highlights, exposure, and that's literally it, and temperature. Something that I would have done if I remembered this when I was editing this video, I would have actually increased the temperature of this clip, because look at the contrast between the two. This is a cooler tone, this is a warmer tone. So what I would have done, I'd go to adjust again, and this time for the temperature I would increase it, making it match the vibe, somewhat match, potentially even make it more fried. Okay, that's too fried to me, honestly. I think this is all right. Yeah, it's a bit more seamless than before, right guys? That's color grading to me. So moving on to text/fonts. Fonts that I use for my videos are Honest Black, Prata and Luxury. These are the CAPCUT fonts that I use and they're all free. And then for my captions at the very bottom of my screen, I use Helvetica Neue, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and it's basically like a generic font that comes with your laptop. But you can also go to thefont.com to just experiment with the fonts that you want. I believe you can even find Helvetica Neue there, I guess. So for my fonts, once again, I actually use two different text box for like my intro, so I can have different colors. I just press animation and I go for loop, so it goes throughout the whole duration of that text, and it's called ink print to get that effect. Yeah, this is Helvetica Neue for this type of font here. I would also add a bit of a shadow here, so you just slide down, add shadow, but you don't want it to be so intense. You don't want the black like that much. So actually we're going to increase the blur and we're going to reduce the opacity of the shadow to some extent. See how that looks a bit better? Yeah, there we go. Voila. I'm not super happy with how that looks, but it's not that bad. Yeah, and for this text, I've never used this font, but it was Gilroy Regular Italic. yeah. So for this little fragment here, I normally put it in italic and I put it in bold, and the rest are never in bold or italic, they're just in standard regular ways. Someone asked me, how do I put my text behind me? And I will show you how I do that. Obviously this is not actually how the video looks like, but I just did this as an example. So you're going to split the clip that you want to have the text behind you. Just make sure it's separated from the rest of the video, as you can see here. What you want to do is duplicate this video, and for me I would press Ctrl C, Ctrl V, copy and paste basically. I don't know where you can find the shortcuts, blood. Here they are. That's how you can get the shortcuts of how you split things with your keyboard, if you're curious. Once you have a duplicate of the video that you want the text to be behind you, you're going to make sure you have your text as well, and then you're going to put the duplicate layer above the text. So once you've got the duplicate above the text and above the original video, you're going to go to remove background and you're going to press auto removal. This is a pro feature, unfortunately. CAPCUT's just really trying to take our money, man. And then boom, it will do the magic. And that's how you have the text behind you. Just always make sure you're removing the background for the top layer, not this one, and make sure the words are sandwiched between the videos, and boom, that's how you have this feature. I love this feature. It's just so seamless. It's like butter. Custom removal is for free, so you can remove it by yourself, but you can't track it. You can't put keyframes, so if I move, it won't look good. It will be patchy. That's why I would recommend to use auto removal. Now we're done with text and fonts. Moving on to music. You guys love the music that I use in my videos, and honestly makes me so happy because girl, I spend more time looking for music than filming actual footage. I'm not even joking. I normally know the music that I'm going to use before I even have the video. I'm not joking, like I'm being so for real. I spend hours looking for music, and where I get my music from is Epidemic. I know. Epidemic sound. So you do have to pay. You do have to pay, girl. It's not for free, but I will tell you, it is definitely worth it. It is so worth it because you're not just getting music. There's so many things, so many features that come with Epidemic sound. This video is not sponsored. Trust me, I wish it was. But yeah, I'm going to show you the features that are unique when it comes to Epidemic sound. Before that, actually, I also want to say, when it comes to music, you want to add a lot of, if you can change the song in your video as many times as you can without it sounding like a mashup mixtape, do it, girl, because it enhances your audience retention. It makes the viewer to be more engaged with your video when you're changing the music all the time. Also make sure that the music matches the mood of the scene. So if I'm happy, put a happy song at the background. Don't put some sad thing. Do you get me? I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. You can search mood, genre, reference track, etc. I don't necessarily like this feature because I feel like it's not that accurate. What this is you can literally put a song from like Spotify, if it's like Denies a River from Doechii, and then they search for something that sounds similar. For me, I haven't had much luck, so I wouldn't really recommend that, but I tend to write, if I want a happy song, I could write happy, but I stick to what I like. I write jazz, you know, bossa nova. I love bossa nova. So my favorite artists from Epidemic Sound are Clara Mendez, John, and Wendy Marchini, I think that's how you say her name, and also this guy Martin. He got some good things, and also Almost Here. And when it comes to a unique feature that I like when it comes to Epidemic, it would be, you see the song, yeah, when you press download, you can do all stems, where it will basically download the melody, instrument, bass, drums individually. The drums are like a videographer's worst enemy because sometimes the drums go quick. They pace a song a lot, and let's say you don't want your song to go super fast but you still want to use that song. What you can do is literally mute the drums. So this is a zip folder of all the components of that song. This is a different song though. I've used this song before and I'll show you how I implemented all this. So as you can see, this is not how it would work. You see, this is bass, drums, etc. You want it to overlap because that's actually how it's made. We have the bass, drums, instruments, and my bad guys, you're meant to also download the melody, not the instrumental version, because that's basically downloading the song with every component. Oh, this song just doesn't have the melody. My bad. That's why. but there's normally melody as well. Now that you have all the components, drums, instrument, bass, let's say we want the drums to start playing at this segment of the video. I'm going to split and I'm going to mute the drums here. I don't want the drums to play here because I'm the boss. I take the wheel. Do you know what I mean? Like, look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. The captain that I am now, the drums are gonna play now. Because I'm the captain now. That's literally it. It is so amazing. I can choose when the drums play. I can choose when they don't. You know what I mean? And let me show you exactly how I did this in one of my vlogs. The drums are off at this moment. I did start from here, so can you. There's several things that you can find. I love jazz. I would type jazz, but I still used to get copyright claims from these videos, girl. So this is why I want to hopefully make money for my videos one day. So how can I do that if I have copyright strikes, babes? So definitely recommend Epidemic Sound because you're guaranteed no copyright. Duh. Also, one more thing, guys, J-cuts. I'm not going to get into L-cuts because I don't use L-cuts, but J-cut is when you play a song from the next scene before you can see the next scene. This is 2 up. Let's bring it like right here. This is kind of discombobulated, but you can see. Watch. It's kind of making the viewer wonder, what are we about to see? Because clearly something's about to change because the music has changed. So yeah, that's a J-cut. Definitely recommend it. It keeps people hooked. So another important thing in your videos is sound effects, and all my sound effects come from Epidemic Sound again. So go to user interface. As you can see, a common one I use is pop-up alert. I use that too a lot, and this. So yeah, I press the user interface part on the sound effects for Epidemic, and that's where I get my stuff from. Also, sometimes I ask for the paper rustle when I'm doing a paper transition. I've used this one before. Also, CAPCUT does have sound effects, but I'm already paying for Epidemic, so why not get the full batch? Also, for my transitions, like for the paper transition, they are pro feature if I'm not mistaken. I love this transition, but it doesn't have the sound, so that's where I'd add the sound effect. Just write paper on transitions. I love to use, I forgot another sound effect I love to use. I love to use the camera shutter. It's 11 minutes past 2 in the morning. I have an inexistent, sleep schedule at the moment. See how that's seamless, like, ugh, it's so crisp. Let's just take that in one more time. Let's just take. Yeah, if you're not using Epidemic, you can always search on YouTube sound effects and type keywords like pop-up, select, notification sound effect, I don't know, stuff like that, and it will still come up. But yeah, someone asked how you get clear visuals using your iPhone. So basically, I film with my back camera, okay? That's literally it. Film with the back camera, and I also use the Blackmagic camera app. Okay, yeah, this is the critical thing. If you're using your phone, you should not be using your normal camera app. You should be using the Blackmagic camera app all the time, girl. So this is the first thing you see when you open Blackmagic, and I literally lock my exposure. I don't want it to play around, and I keep my autofocus on auto mode. Obviously, I have a mirror behind me, so I just check if everything's on autofocus. And yeah, that's mainly what I do. I have my white balance and ISO at a fixed number, so that number normally doesn't change. And yeah, this is how you can achieve this look. I also film in 4K at 60 FPS, and that's my shutter speed. That's my filming setup. So as you can see, this is not my laptop, this is my man's laptop. He normally does my thumbnails. I normally provide the draft, and he just does the thumbnail on Photoshop. So we use Photoshop to edit my thumbnails. There's some thumbnails that I've actually edited from start to end when he's not available, but sometimes I just love me some princess treatment and I let him do it. So what he's doing here is he is importing the photos into Photoshop, and we're going to align them later. He's laying the photos out. Now that you have all your layers, you're going to put the layer that you want at the very top. You're going to select the layer and then you're going to select layer mask. And once you got your mask, you're going to move to the side and press the brush tool. And once you've selected the brush, you want to invert the color of the brush. And then you just start brushing. Sometimes you can also reduce the opacity. You can change the size of the brush. The opacity is quite high. If you want it to blend more, which is normally what I do, reduce the opacity or hardness, should we say. I am so sorry if this voiceover is all over the place. I did want him to narrate because he knows what he's doing more. He preferred if I just say, so sorry guys if I sound like I'm not helping you. But yeah, this is the draft that I would make on Pixar. This is drafted on my phone, and then he uses this as a guideline to lay out the pictures on Photoshop. I'll show you the text that I use for my thumbnails. It's actually called Gilroy Bold. We use the same technique to hide the letters behind me as well. We just brush on the letters. What else do I have to say? Oh my gosh, how can I ever forget this, guys? It's not today anymore, but on the 3rd of June, basically a few hours ago, I hit 3K subscribers. Like, oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for subscribing, and welcome to all the newbies around. I'm Lulu, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Literally, I love the community that we're building here. Thank you so much for subscribing, sticking around with me, even though I am quite inconsistent, girl. But I feel like this video can kind of show why, because girl, my editing process takes a while. I cannot fit it in one YouTube video. This is just a snapshot, a little fragment of how much work I put. What I will say is your imagination, you should never play with your imagination. Imagine, and then write it down. Get to work. All right guys, hope you guys have a good day or night wherever you are in the world, and yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.